Hello, guys. I wanted to share this with you because I feel like it's a really interesting point. I was just watching a video about a guy talking about window shopping, using your imagination, and going to places to experience things that you want to manifest. So he was talking about fancy cars, houses, fancy hotels, high-end restaurants, stuff like that. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, I'm not that interested in those things. I want a functioning car that I can haul stuff with for my projects. I want a place that I can store things and I want a clean kitchen, a bathroom, place to sleep. Doesn't have to be anything fancy because for me, what's really important is that I have my workshop space that I can create, that I can tinker, that I can, have ideas come in, go into the storage area and pull out materials and go play. That's what's important to me. So even going on a plane, I don't care whether I'm flying first class or, economy. I mean, first class does have more leg room and maybe fancier food, but in the end, I just want to get to where I'm going. So what's that's for me triggering is that, or inspiring, is that we really will need to know or understand ourselves so that we can figure out what we actually want to manifest. Because the big house, the fancy car, the beachside or lakeside, or, um, you know, that's just societal norms. And we're not normal. We are ourselves. We are unique individuals. So we need to look at what lights us up, what is most expansive for us to manifest, and put our energy there. And, make it normal. Like someone who is, rich and flies first class all the time, it's not unusual for them to fly first class. It's normal. That's what they do. And I think that's the difference between shifting to an energy and living in an energy. Is where when you're shifting to an energy, it might feel exciting at first or out of reach or, too much of a shift. But once you've stretched your boundaries often enough and you've gotten closer and closer to that different energy, and I know some people can just shift like that, and that happens too. It all depends on where you're at, where your beliefs are, and how you manifest for yourselves, and how good you're at letting go of old frequencies. But I digress. It just feels different. It feels normal. And when it feels normal, then the universe makes that your new normal. So this guy was talking about window shopping, and what he was doing or suggesting was that you go out and have experiences that make your desired manifestations feel normal. Feel like this is your life. So he suggests like having coffee at fancy hotels, going to dealerships, sit in the cars, look around, see what you want to pick out. Go to open houses for fancy buildings, stuff like that. So when you know what you want to manifest, you have to feel that and make that a normal feeling within yourself, that this is my normal, this is who I am, is this person that has A, X, or C. Add whatever you want in there. But I am currently doing that with money, which is odd, but that's what I'm doing. I, on a whim, bought a lottery ticket yesterday. It was one of those scratch and win things. And I technically didn't win anything specifically on the ticket itself, but I looked at the prize money, or the highest, it was like $2 million. And I'm like, well, what if I won that? How would I feel? Like, could I actually make that feeling of winning $2 million normal? And, or does it feel odd? Does it feel like, cringy in my stomach? Is there fear around that? Like, how do I feel around that? And so that thought, that inspiration is allowing me to work through my hangups around money, my things that, my old programming, ways that I can let it go is through how can I make this feel normal? And this isn't going to work for everybody, but, you know, try it, see if it works for you. I felt really excited about this, and I'm going to continue playing with it. And I know I've done it in the past, and it definitely has manifested things for me that people think are crazy. But yeah, you have to really know what you want, put that emotional energy behind that, and then let it go and make it normal. You already have it. It may not be here in the physical, but, you know, the universe just needs a little bit of time to rearrange things. I manifested a house and property that way, and it took, I think, 1.5 years. I totally forgot about it. I had been invited to be part of a co-ownership for a property that someone was looking to pass on for a co-housing property. And that person called me after 3 months and said they talked to a lawyer that's just going to do it by themselves, and I'm out. And part of me was so angry because I'm like, I just want 2 acres from the property to have an orchard on. Like, why does this guy have to like hog everything by himself? And I was upset. And then I was just like, okay, it's not going to happen. I just let it go. I let it go, and then throughout the following 1.5 years, things fell through for him with the original owner, and that owner turned to me and said, "Why are you not interested in this property?" And I said, "I am, but this other person had told me it wasn't going to happen." So I let it go. And then the original owner turned to me and was like, I want you to take this project on. And so I ended up with an 80-year-old house that needs to be renovated, which we're working on, and 6 acres of land to be in my stewardship. And I paid some time. I am putting in time to do renovations and things, and the original owner is still part of the property access. They still have a tiny house on the property, but it's just, you know, amazing how the universe rearranged. I paid $1, technically $2 because I didn't have a single dollar, but that's it. That I paid it in time, but I didn't pay it in money. So the universe will arrange things for you. You don't have to figure it out. You just have to be open to opportunities and say yes to the strange things and the unusual things, and things will happen for you. But you have to be clear in your head what you want, because if you go one way and then the other way, the universe gets confused and it's like, well, what do you want? We started a pathway, and then you told us you want the other pathway, so you're going back and forth. So being really clear and consistent and making it feel normal, or just completely forget about it and let it work its way out. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.